On this episode of Jeffito's Movie Blog, I review the new movie Serenity. We're getting started right now. Baker Dill is a fishing boat captain who leads tours off of the tranquil enclave of Plymouth Island. His peaceful life is soon shattered when his ex-wife Karen tracks him down. Desperate for help, Karen begs Baker to save her and their young son from her abusive husband. She wants him to take the brute out for a fishing excursion, then throw him overboard to the sharks. Thrust back into a life that he wanted to forget, Baker now finds himself struggling to choose between right and wrong. Serenity stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jason Clarke, Diane Lane, and Djimon Hounsou. It is rated R for language throughout, sexual content, and some bloody images. So Serenity is going to be one of those movies where it's going to be difficult to talk about and to review without getting into spoilers because of what happens in the movie and how it affects the entire movie. So if you have seen the movie, go ahead and jump down into the comment section. This is one of those movies that I do want to discuss, I do want to analyze, I do want to try to make sense of what happened in the movie. Would love to have that discussion down in the comment section, so jump on in there and let's talk about it. The movie, as it's marketed, as it's described, is kind of set out to be a neo-noir kind of mystery thriller kind of movie, and it is that for about the first half or so. And then this twist happens, which affects not only what happened before, but obviously what happens after. And I'm not sure if it works. No, I was enjoying the movie enough as it was on face value. And then this twist happens, and it's like, oh, that's what's going on? And I'm not sure if it fully works. Brilliant concept, brilliant way of telling the story, but I'm not sure if it was executed the right way, and I'm not sure if this is necessarily the film that you would want to do that with. The performances are okay. Given the cast, I was expecting a little bit more. You got Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Diane Lane, Djimon Hounsou, Jason Clarke. I mean, this is a stacked cast. And based on the trailers and based on the cast, I was expecting a lot more. And some of the dialogue is really weak and the performances aren't up to par. But then, because of this twist that happens halfway through, it kind of makes sense why the characters would act and talk the way that they are. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because given the material, I think that McConaughey and Hathaway and the rest do a good job. It's just that and again, I wish I could talk about spoilers and, just lay it all out, but that's not what I do here on my channel. I try to keep my reviews spoiler-free. It's one of those movies where if you are interested in seeing it, I would recommend not seeing the trailer. Go in as blind as possible, go in with zero expectations, and just enjoy the movie for what it is. Because, grab a couple buddies and maybe have an adult beverage or two and just enjoy the ride, because especially when the twist happens, it becomes so wild and zany and bizarre and just what the... I think I audibly said, what the... like 10 times during, maybe even 20 times during the film, especially when the twist happens. It was just, I'm glad that I had to work last night, and I'm glad that it, almost 24 hours later, had time to process what I just saw. And the more that I think about it, and the more that I analyze it, the more I enjoy the movie. Maybe not in the way that the filmmakers had intended, because I think they wanted it to go one way, but because of the execution and because of the twist, it's... I'm not going to say it's so bad that it's good, but I find it really entertaining on a completely different level. And probably not the way that the filmmakers had intended it to be. But again, the more I think about it and the more I try to dissect it and everything, it just becomes weirder and more zany and more bizarre, more bonkers. Just it. I think I love it. um, it's definitely a unique experience. And that's probably the highest praise that I can give to it. It's a very unique premise. It's a very unique way of telling a story. The moral of the story at the end, I'm not sure if I agree with. Again, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but suffice to say that kind of the moral of the story is it's okay to do bad things as long as you do them for the right reasons. And I don't know if I can resonate with that, if I can accept that. But it is a very entertaining movie. It is a little bit long. It does kind of drag on, especially in the middle there after the twist. There's a couple scenes that just seem to... It's a very slow burn. I think they probably could have cut 15, 20 minutes out of it and been fine. There are some pacing issues, but again, I really like it, and it is gonna be a movie that I will probably watch on Blu-ray, especially if there's a director's commentary, because I think it would be fascinating to understand what the filmmakers were trying to go for. Because it seems like there might be a really personal story or personal reason why they went in different directions. And I think that would be fascinating to hear. So I'm really hoping that there's a director's commentary on the Blu-ray when it comes out, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. As far as my score goes, I'm going to give Serenity a 3 out of 5. Maybe a little bit high. But again, I do appreciate what they were going for. I don't know if I'm a fan of the twist or not. Because I was really enjoying the film as it was being played straight. And then the twist happens, and it's like, oh, that suddenly makes sense, and I guess that makes sense why that character knows these things, why they're behaving in that way, why they are acting that way. But I do think it may have been a better film without the twist if it was just played straight. And, it's one of those movies where I'm not sure if I can recommend you going out to seeing it in theaters, but I can certainly recommend you seeing it because, again, I want you to jump down into the comment section and I want us to have a great conversation about this film and dissect it and just try to analyze it, what is going on, because, yeah, it's a very unique experience. It's a very interesting story, and again, even though I may not agree with the moral of the story, it's interesting. I'm really conflicted on this movie, whether to recommend it or not. But I do think that you should go out and see it. Like I said, get a couple buddies together, maybe have an adult beverage or two, and just let it wash over you. And enjoy it and make fun of it. And, especially if you're in the privacy of your own home, I don't condone talking and laughing in the theater, but, just make fun of how absurd and so crazy this movie is. Yeah, I wish I could get into spoilers here, but that's not what I do on my channel. I will say, if you are interested in seeing this, to not see the trailer. Again, go in as blind as possible. If you have seen the trailer, be advised that what they're selling and what the movie actually is are kind of two different things. I'm not sure how you would have marketed what the movie actually is, and so I understand why they marketed it as this neo-noir thriller mystery thing, but that's not really what the movie is. It is that, but there's also this overarching twist that I'm not going to get into, but it is... Yeah, it's definitely a movie that I would recommend going out and seeing. Again, maybe not in theaters. I don't know if I can recommend you paying full evening weekend pricing to go see this. But at a matinee, or certainly once it hits on demand, Redbox, Netflix, whatever, go out and see it. I do think it's one of those films that will find its audience. I do think it's going to maybe even become a cult classic because it is just so bizarre and so crazy, and just, I don't even know what more to say about this movie. Anyway, have you seen Serenity yet? If so, jump into the comment section. Like I said, I want to dissect and analyze this film. I don't want to get into spoilers in the video, but certainly we can talk about it down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Jeffito's Movie Vlog. You can watch more by clicking right over here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do so right now by clicking that round icon with my picture on it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and then share it with other movie fans in your life. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.